Clic, mao, ça tue, ça blesse, ça flingue. Aïe, 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 mao, gazo, clic.
Collective, thank you for joining me today in the ethers. We're going to jump right in for your March reading. Middle of March reading for my collective. What's the energy? What's in their energy? What's the message that they need to know? All right, first angel number out is 2222. That's feminine forces, right? It's relationships, it's balance, it's prosperity, it's efficiency, it's patience, it's humility. You can do everything by yourself, but life is to be shared. So partner up with the right spirit and you'll become a force. Honor commitments and people around you. Don't judge, just listen. So some of you could be coming out of hermit mode right now, where you just spend a lot of time to yourself. And I think that you were just, for some of you, I feel like you were going through a spiritual transformation, right? You started getting downloads, you're seeing things differently, connecting more with your feminine energy, right? Some of you could be in nature a little bit more as well, but there's a need for some sort of balance here, some sort of patience. The next card out is 1313 and it's starting fresh. So something ended here. This is encouragement, is goals, is foundation, is creative ventures, is communication. I don't know why I just heard just do it, right? Like that Nike commercial, just started. There's something that you need to be starting and you don't have all the answers for it, but you need to just start it if that makes sense for you, okay? But again, this is encouragement, is goals, is foundation, is creative ventures, is communication. Step out of your comfort zone. You are about to create something meaningful. All your skills and talents will bring you profits. Build up your confidence and trust in your decisions. So there's a need here to trust your instincts here. I feel like you're on the right path, right? You're starting this fresh. This is brand new, right? Or if it's not something fresh and brand new, you figured out a new way to do something here for some of you. Okay, let's see. What else is in the ethers for my collective? Taking the initiative, right? Angel number 1221, taking the initiative here. So this is change, is optimism, is joy, is communication, is message, right? Is good news, is expression, and is high vibes. So some of you are definitely vibing high. You're about to reach some sort of goal here. You have prosperity. These are all really good angel numbers. So if you see these numbers, that is your sign to keep going, keep moving forward, right? Work with what you have and it will get you places. Count your blessings and acknowledge your dear ones. You will find inspiration and figure out a way forward. You might also be getting some good news soon. I don't know why I just feel like, so if you were asking for a loan or trying to get a loan to do something here, I feel like, it's going to work out in your favor here. All right, give me one more card, one more angel number. 6666. So this is great blessings, right? It's self-love, it's boundaries, it's needs, it's good vibes. Again, it's wisdom, it's understanding, and it's letting the bullish go. But it just says letting go. So at this time, when you see 6666, nurture yourself, right? Your needs, your desires, and your boundaries. Let go of things that are weighing you down. Make space for something or someone. I feel like I need to say that. Make space for something or someone meaningful and expand your spirit to all areas of your life. That big love, opportunity, or job needs to squeeze in somewhere. All right, so that was your angel numbers. 2222, 1313, 1221, and 6666. All right, so let's see. Give me a message for my collective. What is the message in the ethers for the middle of March that they need to know? Shout out to all my Aries babies. All right. What is the message that they need to know? First card out is the Knight of Pentacles. All right. I'm going to pull the card, the Magician. I'm going to pull the cards, then we're going to get into your reading. Let's see. The Nine of Wands wanted to come out. What is the message for my collective? Just give me a straight message. What is it that they need to know in the ethers? The Queen of Wands. The Page of Wands in reverse. What's the message that they need to know? The Three of Wands. So there's a lot of fire energy here. The Hermit in reverse. And the Queen of Cups in reverse. Yikes. Yeah. I say yikes because, you know, when the Queen of Cups shows up in reverse. Ugh. Manipulative, lion ass. You have the Page of Swords here. So you got somebody watching you. What is going on? And I shuffled my cards good, and your cards are coming out in reverse. The Ten of Swords in reverse. And the Lovers upright. At the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Cups in reverse. Let's jump into this reading. So, collective. Okay, so I do have to say this, right? I feel like Spirit's trying to get your attention here. Okay, so before we even get into the tarot cards, although I know I read you the angel number card, right? I read the numbers and what the cards say, but you know, I'm very intuitive. I'm an intuitive reader. So I just want to touch bases on your angel numbers, right? So again, like I said, the 2222 is definitely, to me, is definitely feminine energy, right? It definitely has to do with relationships and things balancing out, obviously, right? It's prosperity, right? So I feel like it's something here with you, collective, that has to be aligned and balanced, right? I feel like Spirit is saying things are quietly coming together, right? Even if it doesn't look like it yet. Some of you have been doubting whether you're on the right path in love or life. And I feel like the card 2222, it's like a reassurance, right? It's the peace, it's the pieces. It's telling you that the pieces are aligning behind the scenes for you. So the shadow, because you know, every light side, there's a dark side, right? So the shadow side of this number is indecision. I feel like, you know, like sometimes when you're waiting, right, for confirmation from pretty much the universe, right? You're waiting for confirmation from your spirit team, from God, or you're looking for that message to say, you got it. You're forgetting that you also need to make a choice. So that's what the card doesn't tell you, right? I feel like there's something you need to balance your faith kind of with your actions, right? If that makes sense. Then you have 1313, right? So I told you 13, that's starting fresh, right? It's encouragement, it's goals. I read to you what the cards say, but intuitively, I also feel like this is a number of transformation, which I'm not so far off with saying starting fresh, right? It's a transformation. It's about breaking old patterns, right? So new versions of you can emerge. It's okay to present a new version of yourself, right? So I feel like maybe a lot of you are in the middle of a cycle where things feel kind of unstable, right? Because I feel like you're shedding old habits, old relationships, old beliefs, old way of thinking, right? You're shedding these beliefs here. And the positive side to this is that now you're having a growth, right? Right? There's a rebirth here. But the shadow side, because like I said, there's always a dark to your light, right? So the challenging side here for the number 1313 is discomfort. So I need to let you know, because I know how growth can feel, it could be challenging, right? But you need to know that growth rarely feels comfortable, especially while it's happening. I've said that in so many of my readings. You know, if you listen, you listen. If you don't, hey, you know, you'll get the message when the message is for you. What's that little saying that people say? The teacher will show up when the student is ready, or you know, leave it in my message and let me know. But you know what I'm trying to get at? Like, the student will show up when the teacher is ready. Some shit like that. But you need to understand that growth, while it's happening, it's not comfortable. So, in other words, what feel like chaos to you right now is actually just reconstruction. Okay? It feels like chaos, but it's spirit reconstructing, moving shit around, breaking shit down, tearing shit up. You know, that's what this is about. Then you have 1221. So now, I told you that this is taking initiative, right? So 1221 to me, as a reader, intuitive reader, it's a very interesting number, because it mirrors itself. 1221, it mirrors itself, right? It's often, I feel like it often appears when I'm reading, when relationships or partnerships are being evaluated, right? So some of you are reassessing who belongs in your life and who doesn't. Okay. Some of you had a whole block party and got rid of a whole slew of people, and you're just on this journey, right? And you're on this journey to meet your soul family. Okay. Others of you aren't quite there yet, but you're definitely reevaluating. Okay. I feel like for some of you, also reevaluating where you live at too, and your place of business where you're working at, right? Some of you are definitely reevaluating who belongs in your life and who doesn't right now. So the good side about 1221 is cooperation, right? It's cooperation and mutual growth. It's a mirror. Damn it. I'm going to have to start having tarot classes. How about that? Right? Okay. Anyway, it's mutual growth. Okay. The shadow side, right? The challenge is learning when to stop overgiving. I don't want to feel like I don't want to be all over the place. So I'm trying to like stay focused, because I'm getting so many downloads from this. But some of you are in the bad habit of overgiving. And do I dare say it's a bad habit, opposed to not leaving enough for yourself, or someone not pouring back into you what you just poured into them? Because you can't keep giving from an empty cup. That's just chaotic. Healthy connections, it requires balance, not sacrifice. I hope that makes sense. So you have 6666. So contrary to popular belief, right? This number isn't negative, right? I know. I was raised there too. But for me as the reader, this is not a negative number. Spiritually, 6666 is about rebalancing your priorities. Okay? I feel like the number shows up when you're focusing too much on stress. Follow me here. Just follow me down this rabbit hole, right? So whatever you think the number 66, just think about it. Whatever position you put in that number in, because I know some of you are going to put that number in kind of a demonic position. So hear me out. The number appears, okay, hear me out, when you're focusing too much on stress, on material worries, obsession. What energy is that? Think about it. Let's think about it. We're going to talk about it. Okay. So when you're focused too much on that, or other people's expectations, That's when this number is showing up. So it's asking you to rebalance your priorities. Thinking about what this person thinks about you, or, you know, trying to keep up with the Joneses. Like, if your priorities is fucked up, you're focusing too much on the shit that's not necessary, and you need to stop. That's it in a nutshell. But the good side is, right, to 6666 is that it's grounding and it offers a level of stability. The dark side, it's you becoming overwhelmed by responsibilities or your fears. Let's talk about it. You need to refocus. You need to rebalance. You need to bring your attention back to pretty much what truly matters here. So what truly matters for you? Okay, so now we're going to jump into the tarot reading. I just needed to get that out. Because yes, the cards, when you read them, you know, they do sound, you know, it's beautiful, right? Right? But that's not all the energy entails, is all I'm saying. It's just what they can fit on the card. Okay, intuitively, I'm reading as an intuitive reader. Okay, so intuitively, I had to tell you what I feel about those angel numbers. All right, let's jump into your reading here. So you have the Knight of Pentacles. Now, this is the slow, steady worker of the tarot, right? Someone who is consistent, someone who is responsible and focused, right? This person is focused on long-term stability. This Knight of Pentacles could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, is definitely earth energy, okay? The good side, right? The good side of this energy, because it is the slowest, the slowest knight in the deck, okay? But the good side to the energy is this person is reliable. I feel like things may be moving slowly in your life right now, especially with your career, because this is the Knight of Pentacles. This is definitely, you know, this focus on your finances, right? Your money. I feel like it might be moving especially slow, right? Or this could be relationship as well. But I feel like they are moving in a stable direction, because this is stability. This is security. It's slow and steady wins the race, okay? I feel like, because, you know, you have your good and your bad side, right? You're good and your dark side, or your light and your dark side, however you want to word it, right? But I feel like the challenge here when this card show up is the stagnation, right? Sometimes slow progress can make you question whether anything is happening at all, but it is happening. It's just happening at a slower pace. And I feel like when this card show up, it says everything about divine timing. It's here, what you asked for is here, but there's some more things that you have to go through to get this first, right? So I feel like stay consistent and build strong foundations. Okay, you have the Magician card. So I feel like this card is powerful. It represents manifestation, right? It's personal power, and it's the ability to create your own reality. All right. So like I told you, it's a very positive card. It's in the upright. So the positive aspects to this card is that you have more influence over your circumstances than you realize. Okay. I feel like you already possess the tools needed to change your situation. You just got to do it. So when you're a master, because that's what the Magician is. If you see around this card, they mastered all the elements, right? Cups, emotions, spiritually, right? Financially, right? They're all over, right? I feel like when you're in this energy that you're no longer listen to the naysayers. You are what's popping. You definitely make this shit happen. Okay, you're manifesting right now. Okay, so I feel like for a lot of you with these two cards just right here, your ships are coming in. You're manifesting them. It's taking an X amount of time. You already possess the tools needed to change your situation. Okay, so you don't have to look outside yourself. You already possess what's needed. The darker side here is manipulation. The Magician is a manipulation card as well, right? Or it's kind of like a self-doubt, right? I feel like sometimes people forget their power or they misuse it with the Magician out here, okay? I feel like, listen, you're more capable of handling this shit and doing this shit than you think, okay? You have the Nine of Wands out here. So the Nine of Wands, that's the wounded warrior energy to me, right? The Nine of Wands, it represents resilience, right? It's after a long struggle. So the great thing about the Nine of Wands, right, is it shows a side of strength and perseverance, right? You've been through challenges after evil eye, after jealousy, after fuck boy, after fuck girl. Like, you've been through some shit. We can talk about it all day, but out of everything that we're going to talk about, I guarantee you not one of you guys are going to realize that you're still standing. And that's what the fuck the Nine of Wands is about, that you're still standing. We can talk about it all day. We can talk about it all week. Because most people love being in that energy, that woe is me energy. They love talking about what they don't have and what was taken and what they were owed. I can't wait to hear the motherfucker to say, this is everything that I've been through and look at me, still standing. I can't wait to hear that energy. Maybe you need to start talking to yourself like that, but that's some powerful energy. You know, when you're ready for it, when you're ready for it, okay? When you're ready for it. Right now, you're probably in a mood where you just, no, fuck that, they owe me. I don't know why I just felt the need to say, there's no honor amongst thieves. I don't know who the fuck, I don't know where that's so random. I don't know where that came from, but I don't know why I'm feeling like you feel like somebody owed you something, right? But what you're failing to recognize is that you're still standing here. So with that being said, protect your energy, right? I wouldn't say close your heart completely to people. I understand people are on some fuck boy shit, fuck girl shit. They can't be trusted. They lie. They steal. Hate a goddamn beggar, right? I get it. But I wouldn't say close your heart off completely, okay? So you have the Queen of Wands out here, and I feel like the Queen of Wands, she's in the upright. Now this card, the Queen of Wands, when she's in the upright, this is confidence, it's charisma, right? It's personal, it's magnetism, right? This Queen of Wands, when they're in the upright, they're so attractive. They're so just the baddest bitch in the deck. I'm sorry, she's the baddest queen in the deck, right? So the really good thing about this card is I feel like you're stepping into your authentic self. When the Queen of Wands show, because the Queen of Wands is very, well, in the upright, okay? In the upright, it's very, very authentic, very down to earth, very beautiful. She's the bitch that say, I woke up like this. And mean it. And mean it. The Queen of Wands be the bitch that wakes up with the makeup on, the jewelry on, and the silk shit, and she woke up like that. And be for real about it. I feel like a lot of you, when the Queen of Wands show up, that you're being kind of encouraged to embrace your individuality, right? Your confidence. Now, like I tell you all the time, they're banging outside. We're going to try not to pay no attention to it, but it's very hard because they're working on the roof. So if you hear them, You know, try to ignore the bastards. I can't tell them to stop. You know what I mean? So the dark side to the Queen of Wands when she shows up in the reading, you can be feeling a little insecure, right? Because things are coming in for you, but they're coming in on a slower pace, right? So you could be feeling a little insecure, and the way that the Queen of Wands tend to mask her insecurity is through fake confidence. I don't know how to say it, or seeking validation from others. You know, so this is when you're vibing a little low, right? As the Queen of Wands, if you're still searching for validation from others, right? Or you know, you're feeling a little insecure about something. I feel like when the Queen of Wands show up, I feel like this is spirit just reminding you that your power comes from your authenticity. Okay? It does not come from people approval. Your authentic self, having the courage to do what you want to do. Okay? I'm just throwing that out there. You have the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands is reversed. So I feel like the Page of Wands, it shows like a creative blockage is here, or some form of hesitation, right? I feel like, okay, I don't know. I feel like somebody, you're waiting for all the pieces of the puzzle to fall together. I feel like Spirit is telling you to just do what you have to do. You have the magician out here. You have everything you need. I don't understand what's the blockage here. What's the hesitation? So the positive thing about the Page of Wands, right, is that you're reassessing. That's all I can say. Like, especially because it's in the reverse. So what, you're reassessing your direction before moving forward? Okay. But don't stay fucking stuck. You have a fear of starting something new, or you feel like you're losing some sort of motivation, but you're not really losing the motivation. You're just not getting started. I feel like once you get started, you're going to then build up your momentum. Stop letting self-doubt stop your creative ideas. You're not good enough, or too many people do. You know how many people read tarot? I mean, one could only pray if you can get 1 billion people to subscribe, but I'm fine. I'm good. You have 1 billion other tarot readers to listen to. That doesn't mean I can't do it if I'm being called to do it, right? You can't. That doesn't mean you can't do something if somebody else is doing it. Maybe you have something else to offer. The bottom line is you need to just get started. I feel like you're self-sabotaging here, and you're the fucking magician. I don't understand how you are the magician and the Queen of Wands, and you're stuck in this fear base. Like, do you fucking know who, like, really? You don't know how powerful you are? How resilient you are? Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. You have the Three of Wands. So to me, this card is about vision, right? It's expansion. It shows that you're looking ahead, right? You're waiting for the opportunity to arrive. So the positive thing is it's growth and it's long-term planning, right? But you know, we also have a dark side here. It's the impatient. It's you being impatient. I feel like you're waiting for the results before the seeds have time to grow. You must trust in divine timing. You got to trust in what you already started. For sure. So you had the Hermit in reverse. So I feel like this is like balance, solitude with connection, right? I feel like the Hermit card suggests you are coming out of isolation, right? So the positive side is reconnecting with the world again after probably a period of reflection. Reflection is always good, but you're reconnecting with the world again. And I feel like the dark side here is you can be avoiding, or I feel like some of you could be seeking distractions instead of dealing with the inner issues. Okay? So again, it is balance and solitude with connection. All right? So you have the Queen of Cups here, and this is emotional intelligence. It's compassion. The Queen of Cups is all of that when she's in the upright. In the reverse, she's not. She can be emotional, overgiving, or absorbing of other people's feelings, entitled, disrespectful, a liar, an emotional manipulator. So the positive thing is the empathic, intuitive awareness that the Queen of Cups carry, right? Many of you are just naturally nurturing and probably very emotionally perceptive here. But I feel like you can care for others without neglecting yourself, okay? You have the Page of Swords, and the Page of Swords came out in reverse. So this card to me, it indicates gossip, right? Miscommunication, and it sounds about right coming right after the Queen of Cups in reverse. It's definitely was somebody here gossiping about you. They're watching you, so be mindful. You do have your haters. I feel like somebody is sending you some form of evil eye. All right. It's definitely a miscommunication, right? Somebody is watching you. Somebody from a distance also. I don't know. Somebody from a distance. You guys could live at a distance from each other. Or I don't know why I'm getting the energy of somebody long distance or whatever. Or someone's just not being honest with you here. So the positive side is you're learning, you're watching, you're observing before you're speaking. Okay? So that's the great thing about the Page of Swords. But on the darker side, like I said, this is misinformation. Somebody is lying on you. Somebody is gossiping. Somebody is making it seem like you did something that you didn't do. You said something you didn't say. You're behaving a way that you're not behaving. Someone is lying to a crowd of people about you, okay? I don't know who that is. Could be at your job. It could be your friends. It could be your family. But somebody is definitely trying to put some bullshit on your name that's not true. That's what I'm getting, okay? And I feel like, being that this is coming in reverse, that the bullshit that they're lying about, it's all backfiring. Whatever evil eye, negative gossip, whatever bullshit that they're sending you, it didn't even touch you. It's backfiring, and now this person is just stuck. Somebody around you is not being transparent, okay? So you need to pay attention to people's actions right now, not just their words, okay? You have the Two of Pentacles, and the card represents overwhelm, right? It's the Two of Pentacles in reverse, okay? So the positive side is recognizing when your schedule or responsibility need adjustment, right? The challenge, the darker side, is trying to juggle too much at once. So some of you need to possibly take a break. Smell the roses. Appreciate where you are for a minute. Just for a minute. You don't have to carry everything simultaneously, okay? You have the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords is in reverse. So I feel like when this card is in reverse, it's actually a healing card when it's in reverse. When it's in reverse, okay? So the positive side is recovery after some form of betrayal. So some of you were possibly betrayed, right? Or there was some major disappointment here, or it was definitely a painful ending, right? I feel like the problem when this card show up, although it's in reverse, you're healing. I feel like the challenge is it's lingering emotional scars, right? Or now you develop this fear of being hurt again. That's what sucks about the Ten of Swords when it shows up. You get clarity when it shows up. Something came to an end. Something that hurt you a lot came to an end because each sword that was in your back, right? Because it's the Ten of Swords. Each sword meant something. Okay? But when the Ten of Swords show up in reverse, there's this lingering energy with it, I feel, where it just doesn't erase the past that easy. Okay? It frees you from it, but it just doesn't erase it that easy. So take your time with that if you have to. All right, collective? You have the Lover's card out here, so that's always a good thing. And it's another card of choice, too, by the way. So the Lover card is like it's about choice and meaningful connections, right? It's the Lover's card, right? You're making a choice to be in this connection with the person or love something else other than yourself, right? Anyway, the positive side is deep emotional bonds, right? And alignment with your values. So that's really like a good thing here. But the dark side is making a decision, right? That truly reflects your heart rather than the external pressure here, right? I feel like love should feel like alignment, not confusion. All right, collective, we're going to wrap this up. But when you put the angel numbers and the tarot together, the overall message, to me, it becomes clear, and I hope I'm conveying it to you so it can be clear. But when you're in a period of rebalancing your life, right? You're healing your past wounds and you're stepping into your personal power. Things may feel a little slow or uncertain, right? And it's just for now. It's just for now, right? But trust me, there's a steady progress, right? And it could be happening behind the scenes, right? Beneath the surface here. I feel like the cards that I pulled for you guys right now, Spirit I just want you guys to remember these three things, right? You need to trust the process, even when it moves slowly, okay? Protect your emotional energy. Definitely protect your emotional energy, right? Without shutting down or shutting your heart down, right? And most importantly, recognize the power you already have. Please recognize your power. Because people will see that you don't even know that you have this power, and this is when they want to come in and use you. All right, it just got dark as hell over here. So I'm wrapping this up. Thank you for joining me in the ethers. Leave a comment, leave a message. I'm always in my message. I do love to chat, and I will talk to you guys another time. Ciao.